Greetings, welcome back to those of you who have already been with us for the A4Q Testing Summit Edition 2024. In this session, I'm delighted to have with me Nishan Portoyan, who is a Quality Ambassador for Informatis and also Director of the Swiss Testing Board. Nishan, welcome.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Nishan, I'm going to get off stage and leave you to it. So everybody sit back and enjoy Nishan's presentation, which I know is going to be really great. Thank you, Nishan.
Thank you very much. So my topic today will be of making AI secure. I will give you a guidance to balance innovation and privacy in the quality assurance area. I divided the presentation into 3 areas. The first one will be, why are we talking about securing and why it is so critical to secure the AI tools that you are using. The second will be how to make AI actually secure. And the third will be then about challenges and solutions from the real life experience that I face with my customers. But before we start, you heard my name, you saw me, but who is actually Nishan Portoyan? And because I'm a full AI enthusiast, I don't introduce myself, I just ask ChatGPT. It was yesterday that I asked ChatGPT, can you provide a quick introduction of Nishan Portoyan? And it was quite impressive how it did this time, because maybe you remember a year ago when I presented of unleashing the efficiency with AI strategies, the quality wasn't that good. Well, it brought some interesting points, but it wasn't that accurate. But now, if I read through it, it's quite accurate. Yes, I am a quality ambassador at Informatis, and I work a lot with AI tools to help my customers, support them, and enable the quality assurance in a faster and efficient way. But don't forget the security. That's why we invested a lot of time into building an application, an AI with our partner company to make sure that if a company is using AI, it's safe and secure. Because most of our companies are in the Switzerland based and banking, and you know how strict banks are if it goes on data protection. So why are we actually talking about AI? And I like to quote Sundar, what he mentioned on what AI is. Well, his thought was that AI is the most profound technology that human being is working right now. Even more profound than fire or electricity. Think of this. This is huge. And we're just getting started. Every day, every week, new applications, new chances, new ways are coming up. And there are a lot of big challenges that are being handled by AI. And a lot of potential and support is given by AI tools. But why is security actually important on AI? Well, we know that AI is great for improving, speeding up efficiency, but probably you heard about some people that misuse AI, and that's the reason why security is important. Because I just took here one picture or one video that was going around, and you can find this one on YouTube, where the deep fake is taking place, where you cannot even tell if the person that is right now talking in front of you is real or not. You don't know if I am right now real or if it's an avatar of Nishan Portoyan talking. You will never tell that because the AI is so profound and so good that it's very, very hard to tell if it's AI or not. So the same here with Elon Musk. People are taking his face, playing around with the face to show them that they're real. the same voice, the same way how he moves, and you cannot determine if it's real or not. The same can also happen with other areas. People who are calling you, people in your company that are telling you need to support them with some information, which is actually an AI that is doing the request and the chatting. Well, and that's the point where we need to think of how can we make it safe. Well, one is, as mentioned, the increase of AI usage in quality assurance to save time and efficiency. We also know from the Gartner report that in 2026, so this is not far away, about 80% of enterprise companies will have AI-driven tools in their companies in usage. And there comes the challenge, balancing efficiency with privacy and compliance. And this is easy if you are talking only about 5 or 10 applications. But if I show you the latest list, this is not even the latest list. This was a couple of weeks ago of new AI tools that came up that support in different areas. And you need to make this all safe and secure by enabling your users, your customers to use those applications. Well, that's the point. And what is actually the risk if you don't have a proper data security? Well, the risk is we have data breach, we have non-compliance, and in Europe, we have the GDPR penalties. If you don't stick on those rules, you will be penalized, and this is not nice. It's not a little bit of money that you need to spend if they get you. So why securing AI is essential for companies handling? Well, let me take an example to show it to you. Let's say we have a contract, and a lot of you in your company have contracts that you're using to work on. So you have a person from the back office that has the contract, has the documents from the customers, and needs to continue on working with those applications. Well, normally he would sit down, read the papers, read the contracts, and then prepare the documents that it needs. Well, this was before a company brought up a famous large language model. So I see right now a lot of customers that are saying, why should I handle this? I have ChatGPT, so let's take the contract, hand it over to ChatGPT, and say, hey, ChatGPT, do my work. Give me whatever I need. But people forget that if you're uploading data to cloud-based large language models, there are also people that are hacking those and trying to grab those data that you're uploading up. And this is the reason why it's so important to make sure that the usage of large language models are not prohibited, but secured. Well, let's meet SecureAI. It's a new era of AI-driven security. What is actually SecureAI? It's a solution to ensure AI innovation is possible without compromising on security. And the tool, SecureGPT, is a practical secure AI tool specially designed for data privacy. Well, if we take this example beforehand, and let's say the company had SecureGPT in place and SecureAI activated, what does this mean? Okay, we have still the contract. The difference is that the data that is being used and is being uploaded is in a specific storage. This can be on-premise, on a storage data hub that you have. This can be on SharePoint. This can be on a server in your company, doesn't matter. Okay, now the back office, they see something like this. And it looks like ChatGPT. It feels like ChatGPT. It behaves like ChatGPT, but it's not ChatGPT. Behind this device, we have the SecureGPT running. And if now a person, a back office employee, takes the contract, puts it into the chat, or copies some information of customers, puts it prompt, and then sends up the request so that it gets a response back. Well, basically, this request doesn't go out yet. First of all, SecureGPT will check and determine what is actually the content that is being sent out. Is it something that is confidential? Is it something that is allowed to be sent or not? Let's say it's not allowed to send any contracts. Well, what SecureGPT will do is it will reject this prompt. You will get an answer that, sorry, I'm not able to proceed with this because there is a violation against the policy that I have. And what also the benefit is? Every single prompt that is being written here is being logged. So at any time, the security department can go ahead, review what is going on. And if they see that there are a lot of violations going on, they can think of, okay, do we need to maybe change the rules, or do we need to train our employees better so that they use it efficient? Let's do the same example, but this time you are allowed to send customer information, but it needs to be anonymized, because don't forget, we are under the GDPR and you're not allowed to spread those data out. So what does SecureGPT do? It, first of all, anonymizes everything that is not allowed to send out. And after anonymizing the whole prompt, it then sends it out, for example, to ChatGPT, if that is the large language model that the company chose to work with. So now they are able to use the large language model to increase the efficiency without violating the security. If we look at the design of how SecureGPT works, well, the benefit is it's Swiss hosted. And not only Swiss hosted, but it's FINMA approved and GDPR approved. So you know that whatever is in SecureGPT is safe and will not violate against the rules. So on the left-hand side, you see the person who is prompting. So you have the prompt window that looks very similar to the prompts that you know. And based on the ruling that you have set up, it can access other databases, for example, Teams, websites, file storage areas, whatever. You see at the right some custom integrations that have been built already. And with that information, it starts working, depending on the training that has been done. And it doesn't need to be a cloud-based LLM that you put in. So it doesn't need to be ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, or Claude. It can be Mistral or Llama on your server installed. So you have the decision on, do you want to cross the yellow borders or not? But everything that is in the yellow area is under your control and is safe. Well, having SecureGPT by itself is good, but that's just a tool that you could use to implement your security. But that's not all. So SecureAI is a whole service that covers SecureGPT, but also the full process of how to determine, train, implement the AI usage that you have. Maybe you remember the talk that I had a year ago. I talked about the 5-step playbook. Well, actually, now it is a 5-step AI transformation ebook. So if you're interested, there is the QR code. Just go in. You can download it for free. You can also find more information on SecureGPT if you would like to. But what is actually this 5-step AI transformation? Well, it's basically the 5 steps on implementing the right tool with your proper challenge that you have. So what do we do first? Well, we define what kind of challenge you have. If you know what your challenge is, then we don't go and look for AI tools. No, we then check if we have a specific AI use case. So we pick one AI use case and look how we can handle it. And most of the time, SecureGPT is part of it because security is key. Then, when we define the AI use case, we go ahead and verify if there is enough data. Because the AI models doesn't work if you don't have enough data to work with. We're not talking about artificial generative intelligence yet, maybe next year, but right now it's narrow intelligence. So artificial intelligence working with data that you're providing. So if you know that there is enough data ready, then you can go ahead and look for the right solution. And we help there with our system and some other tools and services that we have to find the right AI tool that suits your need. Once we have that, well, what's the next thing? Right. We implement it. And after implementing, it's not done yet. We need to monitor. We need to check if the system that has been integrated is actually solving the challenge that we defined in the first step or not. So you see that there is the whole process closed from the beginning to the end to make sure that we are supporting what the customer needs and not just putting any AI in. But what we need to consider is also the culture and the people and guidance, as well as training the AI tools. And this is all part of the transformation. And you can read more about it in the transformation ebook. But we talked enough now about how theoretical it works. Let me show you some real world examples how we did it. Well, we are now in testing community, right? And we know what ISTQB tells us to do. We know the basic. We know how to properly design test cases. But is it really what we want to do? Well, you could use an AI to do this. And basically that's what we did. There is an AI tool where you can just put in the requirement. Doesn't matter if it's in Jira, if it's in Word, PDF, or whatever, in GitHub. You take the requirement, and based on the requirement, the AI creates you the test cases. Not only that, it creates the test cases. After that, it prioritizes it depending on the training that it got with the ISTQB standards as well as the IEEE and the ISO. So now you have the prioritization. It then creates the test cases with each single step with precondition, postcondition, as well as the code. If you want to have it in Cucumber, then the Cucumber code, or Java or Selenium, whatever you use, it creates that code. And then are we done? Well, actually, there is the challenge that is very important. A test case without the right test data is quite hard. So what do we do normally at the customer? I'm not saying what should we do based on the theory, but what do we do? Well, we take productive data and put it into the test environment and use it, right? Well, if GDPR wouldn't be there, yes. But with GDPR, with all those privacy laws, what should we do? Well, basically what we do is we take those productive data, and there is a specific AI system where we train on how productive data looks like. Once the AI system knows on how the productive data should look like, then we can start building synthetic test data. So you can have as many synthetic test data that looks like the productive data, but it's not. It's fully synthetically built. And if the data that you created isn't enough, well, then create more. The benefit here is that it's fully synthetic and you can use it as it is. Another story that we had is in the medical device manufacturing. Well, they already had Atlassian Intelligent integrated in their company, which is great. It brought a lot of valuable feature. However, they couldn't achieve the challenge, the goal that they needed this AI for, because the data that they need were in different areas, like Microsoft Teams, file storage, and so on. Well, what did we do? The solution was implementing SecureGPT. We connected SecureGPT with Confluence, with MS Teams, with data storage. Now the AI can use those data to support the customer by always keeping the security and the compliance of those data safe. Another customer, a big Swiss bank, that had about 5,000 test cases in Jira. Those test cases were not like the ISTQB standards defined. They were completely chaotic. Some had steps, some didn't, and they wanted to structure them and have it in a specific frame. But they didn't have the effort and the people, the manpower to do this. Well, what's the solution? Take SecureGPT, connect it to Jira, and now all those test cases are being taken from Jira. The AI is analyzing it based on the training that it got and the standards from the ISTQB, and then creating new test cases with the template defined and uploading it back to Jira by telling where there are gaps to cover it and fix it. Well, those are some examples that we had, but we had also some challenges. Well, one was the data privacy concern. This we were able to solve by implementing SecureAI and to make sure that the data is being anonymized before it's being sent out. Then we had the resistance to AI adoption. A lot of people thought, well, if I have AI in my system, then I'm not able to use anything else, or I'm losing my job. Well, by providing AI trainings and showcasing what's the benefit, they were very happy and satisfied. What about compliance and regulations? Well, SecureGPT is designed in its core by holding those compliance rules. So we didn't have issues there. And if the customer is still afraid, well, then you put it on premise and then you're safe. Integrating with existing systems, that was not an issue because we had the possibility to leverage AI tools by connecting it smoothly with legacy systems and other systems that are around, to connect with them, grab the data, and use it. And lack of AI experience? Well, we not only consult and implement the tools, but we also train and manage what the users and the customers need to do. So there is the ISTQB AI training, where you learn how to test AI, big benefit. Then there is the how to prompt engineer training, where you learn how to ask the right questions, that you don't get the hallucinations or not a lot of hallucinations. But what you need, with those trainings, we guarantee that the customers are safe. Well, to conclude, securing the future with AI? Yes, absolutely. AI can revolutionize the quality assurance, but you need always to consider the security, and it needs to have a priority. Securing AI offers a way to balance innovation with privacy. Maybe you have another solution that can help you out. And exploring how the integration of AI security in your own process helps you is another way. Well, you can have the whole solution by downloading the book, read it through, and try to implement it tomorrow in your company. I like to conclude with one quote of Peter. Well, there will be some companies and some won't. Well, the companies that will have AI in their environment implemented, they will be still here. And the other companies will most probably be out of business because the others are doing it more efficient and better, maybe. Well, I like to keep you with this mindset and hope you could take something out of it. If you have any questions, I like to connect on LinkedIn. You can still download the book and some other hints. You can also use our custom GPTs on ChatGPT. They're free of charge. Just look for Infometis and try to use them right away. So this is it. I hope you have some questions to answer. So let's see.
Wow, Nishan, so much in there. So much for people to go back and look at again, I think. So, of course, we'll make recordings available so if you can kind of really think about what you've been saying. And I know there's so much insight there that that's exactly what people will be doing. Nishan, the real Nishan Portoyan, please stand up. I'm assuming that is really you. We do have some questions. Let's see what we've got there. Okay, how does SecureGPT ensure compliance with different global data protection regulations, such as GDPR and beyond? Our favorite subject, GDPR.
Okay, so basically SecureGPT, in its core, it's already built on the regulation and the compliance. That's why it's also stored and worked in Switzerland to also keep the FINMA approval and keep the security for the customers, because otherwise Swiss banks will not be able to use.
Okay, thank you. Do we have another question there? How does SecureGPT ensure compliance? Oh, no, it's the same one there. We need another question, please. I can see some, so I know they're there. How do you address the potent? Potent? I think we might have a bit of a question missing there somewhere. Let's pop on to the next one. Struggling a little bit here. What's happening? Here we go. Right. How do you guarantee that the productive data to be used for synthetic data preparation is secure, as we're talking about productive data?
Okay. So you're talking about the generating of the synthetic data. Well, the training of the AI that understands how the productive data works is all on premise at the customer. So it never leaves the customer's environment. With that, we guarantee that the data is not leaving the customer's data area, and there is no bridge where you can steal those data.
Thank you. We'll push on here because we've got some more questions, I know. Does the synthetic data also contain the connections to other internal systems or databases?
That's a good question. Well, yes, it does. So the training of the productive data doesn't only contain, look, this is the customer, and build me the same customer like Max Mustermann, and create me others. No, it's actually looking in the database how it is connected. Are there other databases that are relying on information? So the whole structure is visible, and the AI learns how it is, so that once the synthetic data is being generated, it guarantees that those data are being created in the test environment on those databases.
Thank you, Nishan. And I think one last question. Can SecureGPT be customized for specific industry needs? You referenced banking when you were speaking, or compliance requirements, and how flexible is this customization?
So yes, it is fully customizable. That's the benefit of SecureGPT, because we looked at a lot of other AI tools and we realized that a lot of them are built as it is. Either you take it and you have some slight tweaks to do on it, or we need to build it complete differently. And that's where SecureGPT came off, to have the full control on what's the rules, where the data are stored. If there is no connection yet, then the connection can be created, completely satisfying the customer needs, and to give them also the full power of controlling what goes and what doesn't go, what needs to anonymize and what should not be anonymized.
Thank you, Nishan. Thank you. I can't see any more questions there for now. If people do have more questions, pop them in still, and I'm sure that we can push those through to Nishan and Ilantha retrospectively and come back to us so we could share the answer with you. And please stay tuned for the next session. I'll just mention very briefly, we will be having a vote for the best presenter. All's very exciting. So just remember Nishan, and it is the real Nishan there. Thank you, Nishan, so much. That was smashing. Really great.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Cheerio, everyone.